Hi, I'm Abby, and today we're going to be learning how to do equations with variables on both sides. So, since we already know how to do one-step equations and two-step equations, that process is going to help us with this. So, we're going to start with an easy problem because it's our first one. So, our problem is 12 plus 3x equals 24 plus x. So, there's variables on both sides. So, what you're going to do is draw the river like you do with one-step or two-step equations. Now what you're going to do is, since you have to get rid of the x's on one side. You can't have x's on both sides. So what you're going to do is minus x to get this away, and just one x would be, that also is equal to 1x. So then we do minus x, that would be 2x. So if we rewrite the problem, it'd be plus 2x equals 24. I was writing 12. Okay, 24. So now you're going to do is just go along like you would do if I get a problem. Now you're going to do minus 12. And that would be 12 on this side. And then 2x. And then we would do 2 divided by 2, which cancels out the 2, which brings us just to x. Divided by 2 would be 6 equals x. So it's pretty simple. Now that we have done the problem, we're going to move to more advanced problems. Okay, so we're going to move on to more advanced, like I said. So this is the problem. And like I said in the last video, you usually get rid of the x on one side first, but instead, since there's a 3 in parentheses, what we're going to do is either distribute or divide 3 by both sides. I like to divide 3 by both sides, but you can distribute whatever is easiest for you, you can do. But if we're dividing 3 by both sides, what you would do is you have to divide 3 from 18 and 6. So that would be 6 plus 2x, and then on this side, you could just get rid of the 3, and then it would be 36 minus x. So now what we're going to do is just go along like it's a normal problem that I taught you the last time. So you're going to take the x away from one of the sides. So you could either take it away from this side or this side. Doesn't matter what side you do it on, but the side that I usually do it on is the side that will still make the x's positive because it's easier for me to figure out the problem. So since this is negative x, you do plus x and plus x to both sides. That would keep us at a positive because it's bringing us up one actually. So it would be 6 plus 3x and equals 6. So now that we did this, we're going to get rid of the 6. Like it's normal. Minus 6. Minus 6 would bring us to 30 equals 3x. And divided by 3 would be 10 equals x. So the answer would be 10. Because 30 divided by 3 is 10. So now that we did that, we're going to move on to our next problem. Okay, so I forgot to do this in the last problem, but before we move on to our next problem, if you are confused about your answer or you don't think it looks right, you don't think it's correct, or if you just want to be sure, it's a good thing to do after your problems, you can check it. So the way that you're going to check it is make sure that both sides even out to the same number. So if we do this, we would do, first we're going to start with this side. So 36 minus x, which is 10, so 36 minus 10 would be 26. Here, I'm going to clear out some space here. So just remember that x equals 10. So you can finish your problem. So you're going to do 26. Now we just figured that out. So, sorry. Now you're going to keep the parentheses out or whatever, but a number in parentheses next to a number, or a number that's or a number that is just next to each other would be times. So if we do 3 times 26. It brings us to 78. So 78 would be the answer on this side. And now we're going to try the same thing on this side. So like I said, if a number is by another number, it basically equals times. So we would do 6 times 10, which is 60, and then 60 plus 18 equals 78. So that would be our new thing, and that is correct because 78 equals 78. So therefore, that means we did the equation correctly, and that 10 does equal x. Okay, so now that we have done that problem, we're going to move on to this problem. This is like a little bit of a confusing problem, but we're going to check it at the end to make sure that we got it right once we finish it. So, like we do with every problem, we draw the river, and then we can just simply get rid of the x's. So, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do this one to that one so it can be positive. So, we're going to do plus 4x to both sides, plus 4x, and then our new written answer, our new written problem would be negative 7 plus, I'm doing this side first, this side. Negative 7 plus positive 3x. And then we're going to do our fraction with plus 2. So now that we've done that, you could use it with the fraction. What I usually do, because sometimes I can get a little confused if fractions are off, I take it out of fraction and put it into decimal form. And then, so what I do, that would do 6 divided by 8, and I already looked it up, and that would be 0.75. So 0.75 plus 2 equals negative x. And now what we're going to do is we're going to do 0.75 plus 2, which would be 2.75 equals negative 7 plus 3x. And now we're going to do plus 7 because that's a negative 7. Plus 7, it'd be, because we have an imaginary decimal there, so we have to always line up decimals when we're adding or subtracting decimals. 9.75 equals 3x. And now we're going to take our calculator and we're going to do 9.75 divided by 3. 9.75 would be 3.25. So 3 equals x. So this got a little crazy and was everywhere. So now what we're going to do is check our problem. So I'm just going to write 3.25 here so I won't forget that's what x equals. And I'm going to erase this so I can have room to check my problem. But I'm not going to erase the original problem, otherwise we can't check it. I don't remember this problem. Okay. So we're going to do that. So this is our problem. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to leave this as a decimal. So let's just pretend like this is now 0.79. Oh, and if this is correct, we're going to put it into fraction form. Okay. So we're going to do x. So first we're going to do negative 4 times negative 13. Okay, so now that we did that, we're going to keep going with our problem and hope that it is correct. So I'm sticking out my calculator. Oh, I don't need it. So 2.75, I don't need it though. 2.75 minus 13. 2.75 minus 13. Oh, is negative 10.25. So now let's hope that we get the same answer on the other side, and if we don't, then we messed up somewhere. So if we're going to plug that in, we're going to do negative 1 times obviously, because I'm stupid, we don't need to do that, because we obviously know 1 times something equals the same number, but since it's negative, it's just going to add a negative to it. So negative 7 plus negative 3.25, and we're going to use our calculator for that. My dad is calling me if I got a phone call, but we're going to get right back to math. So plus negative 7 plus negative 3.25 equals, hooray, we did it correct, because it equals negative 10.25. And since both sides equal that, we got it correct. And that's good, because that was a big problem. But now, just before we end this problem, we have to make this a fraction, because originally in the original problem we had a fraction, not decimals. So we're going to do 3.25 into fraction form. I just rewrote that. So since this 3 is before the decimal, that would be a whole already. And then we do 25 above 100, and that's really big, so what we're going to do is simplify it. So let's see what we can do. Okay, here we go. So if you do 100 divided by 25, obviously like quarters, it would be 4, because like 25 4 times is 100, just like if like 4 quarters equals $1. So we're gonna do 1, because if we do divided by that, 25 divided by 25 would be 1, and then if we do the same thing over here, it'd be 4, like 4 quarters. So since we simplified and it can't be simplified anymore, our answer would be this: 3 1/4 equal x. So now that we did our 3 problems, we're going to move on to our word problem. In our word problem here, it says, at Jewel-Osco, it costs $25 to get meat plus 50 cents per pound, plus another 50 cents per pound. At Walmart, it costs $20 to get meat and plus another 75 cents per pound. What would it be to get the same amount of meat? So if we want to get the same amount of meat both places, what we're going to do is we're going to do 25 plus 0.5, because it's the same thing as that, p, because they're trying to figure out the pound, what would it be to be the same pound, equals $20. Well, we're just not taking out, we're just going to do the dollars plus 75p. So I'm going to erase this, and then we're going to go quicker, and then I'm going to put it up top so we have space to do our work. Okay, so 25 plus 50p equals 20 plus 7.75p. So we're going to do first is get the p to one side like we've been doing. Actually, we're going to draw a river because we always draw the rivers. And now I'm going to try to get the p to one side. So I'm going to do minus 0.5p. So it'll still be a positive if we do it to the other side. that would be 25 equals, so for you right, it would be 25 equals 20 plus 0.25. So this will be our new problem. Now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna keep going on like it's no problem. We're gonna go minus 20 would be 5. Okay, now that we did that, we're going to do equals 0.25p, and now we're going to want to get rid of this. So I'm sorry, we're going to do 25. That would be 20, I believe. Let's just check. 5 divided by, yes, 20. And now this would be 20 equals p. So we got 20 pounds of meat. That's all I need. 20 pounds. Okay. So now we're going to check it. Oh wait. Pretty bad that. So it's 20 pounds of meat, and before we erase it, we need to check our problem. So I'm gonna write 20 down here so don't forget about it. And do erase. Okay. Oh my! I just erased the whole problem. Okay. So let's see. It was 25. Sorry, I'm all over the place today. 25p equals 20. 75p. Okay, so that was the problem, I believe. Sounds out right. Draw the river. I'm just doing that for whatever because we're just checking it. But that's we're just gonna do that. And now we're gonna do my calculator because when we're checking it, I like to use my calculator so I don't make any math errors as I'm checking it, just in case. 0.5 times 20, but sometimes calculators fail, so we can't, oh, we rely on calculators. But that would be 35 because it would be 0.5 times 20 would be 10, and then we do plus 25 would be 35. So we got 35 on this, on the joule side. Now we gotta do walnut side. So we're gonna do 0.75 times 20 equals 15, and then so that would be 15, and then 20 plus 15 would give us 35. So that means we got it correct because they both equal the same thing, because 35 equals 35. So that means we did good. And so thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed learning how to do equations with variables on each side.